And that day we'll have puja of Sri Ramakrishna, and that way we'll conclude the year. So we are very happy that Swami Satyamayananda has come here. And I know him right from his brahmacharya days. He joined in Advaita Ashram in 88, right? The year I got sannyasa, so that, yeah, so in 1988. So a great scholar, and he was the city editor. The Advaita Ashrama runs a periodical, Prabuddha Bharata. So he was city editor of that for long years. Then he was editor also. He stayed in Mayavati. And Lucknow comes in between. So everybody would visit Lucknow. Anyway, by that time I left for Australia. But anyway, association was there. So we are very happy that he is with us today. And today it is not exactly a talk, but as you know, it will be a mini retreat. And we are very happy that he has accepted our request and to give a mini retreat. So it is to discover the self. It looks like a bit contradictory. We are self all the time. Yes, we are the self. But still we somehow lose ourselves. In our day-to-day living, we lose ourselves. So we need to remind ourselves what we really are. So Swamiji will help us to discover ourselves. So without taking much time, we have a little ritual. Since he has come all the way from Washington, far away, Seattle. So we are grateful to him. And also he has brought 3 devotees. And they are also most welcome. You welcome our Swami and also you all, because without you, no function can run. So thank you for coming, and thank you, Swami. So as a token of our love, so we'll present a little token. You know, there is a shloka. Naham tisthami vaikunte yoginam hridayena cha. I don't dwell in the hearts of a yogi who is trying to remove all the mental modifications. Neither I be in or in the abode of Vaikuntha. Then where do I live? Madbhakta yatra gayanti tatra tisthami hema narada. Wherever my devotees sing my glories, I am present very much there. So this session and all other sessions also is the occasion when we sing the glories, we try to find out our real self. So all these things gradually will open up. So thank you. So now little ritual. And then after honoring him, we have one devotee. Actually, we are also honoring long-standing devotees who were initiated by Swami Ashishanandji or other Swamis. So we have one devotee today. So, you know, it is, as Sri Ramakrishna said, he realized it. Because there was a Bhagavat Pandit who was reading Bhagavata. So he immediately saw that Bhakta, Bhagavan and Bhagavat. Bhagavat, Bhakta, Bhagavan. These 3 are not 3. They are one, representing the same reality. So when we honor our devotees, actually we are honoring ourselves or we are honoring God. So with these words, thank you very much. So I'll just
Thank you, Swami Chandrasekharananda. It has been, like I mentioned yesterday, it is a privilege to be here and also to be a part of the centenary celebrations. We, as it were, from all the other Vedanta societies in the US, come here to pay our obeisance to all the sacrifices that have been performed here for the last 100 years. So no sacrifice ever goes in vain. And we hope this Vedanta society will continue for centuries to come. That was Swami Vivekananda's vision. He knew that Vedanta will spread and will enrich the lives of people. So once again, thank you very much for this honor. And Vedanta Society of Western Washington and Seattle have always been sister centers, and we've been closely linked. Our founder in Seattle was the head Swami here for a year, Swami Vivedishananda. So we have these ancient links. Thanks also to Oliver for playing the piano, the music for us, sets the tone. And as the Swami says, it's kind of a mini retreat. We start in a few minutes and we go up to 11:30, take a short break, tea, etc. And then from 12, it will go on. Depends on how eager you all are, 1:30, and then we break for lunch. I wanted to do it like that because after lunch, nobody is ready to meditate. Yeah. That's what we do in our retreats also. The Swami mentions we lose our self. We are the self, but we lose it. But we are the self, so what? So I want you to also focus on the screen, the writing. What is the self, etc. I was asked what will be the theme of this retreat. It's going to be the light within. What light? The light of the self. What is the self? Well, it's a quotation from one of the Upanishads called the Brihadaranyaka, the great forest Upanishad. Human minds are designed to inquire, to search, to know. And it is because of this faculty in the mind that we develop ourselves in various ways. And we look at this vast world out here. And we wonder what is our place in it. We may think we are some great people. Yeah. just a few dust mites on a small dust mote. That's what we are actually. What significance? What is your significance? What is the earth's significance? What is the significance of life? These have been puzzling people. In the very old days, the only thing they knew was the earth and the sun and the moon and etc. and some kind of planets and the stars out there. The vision of the world was limited. And as we kept on inquiring and searching and seeking, the vision, our vision, starts expanding and expanding. But there's a catch here. The more our vision of the external world expands, the more the vision of the knowledge of the external world expands, so is the idea of the self also expanding. You may not know it. The more you know the universe, its vastness, the more the idea of yourself expands. No more you're a groveling, small, creepy, crawly ego that is somehow holding on tenuously to your likes and dislikes. No, you are now growing. The human race grows the more we discover worlds outside of this old world view. And this has been humanity's eternal search. What is real? And we find that the brain itself is a very bad instrument to understand the world. Have we finished? Our brain itself can't fathom the vastness of this world, the universe. It was not designed, it's not evolved. It was evolved to just keep you alive, make you survive, eat, drink, etc., etc. Nothing else. So the universe is ancient. And now we know that it is expanding and expanding. Mind-boggling distances. Our galaxy itself. And then there's a cluster of galaxies. And there are super cluster of galaxies. There are more than maybe 1 trillion galaxies. Each galaxy is with billions of stars. Our galaxy supposedly has 400 billion stars. We know this now thanks to all that old inquiring minds of humans. The way the universe is spread out, what has that got to do with me? You'll say, everything. Vedanta has been toying with this idea that this external world can be understood by the internal world. And if one can understand the other, both must be linked. We have this network of, rather it is a network of various galaxies, all speeding away. And the brain itself is designed, it's like mimicking these galaxies. Between galaxies there are very large filaments of matter, whatever you call it, dark matter. So there's a long trail of filaments linking galaxies. And very strangely, they resemble the neural networks in your brain. So, suppose you keep on stretching your brain and keep on stretching. Let it become like that expanding universe. And now it's not expanding, it's within our thick skulls. The same pattern will be there. That's the strange. You study one single component in this universe, it gives you the reading of the macrocosm. It's a very ancient technique. It's in the Upanishads. Oh, good-looking one, if you know one lump of clay, you know all that is made of clay in the universe. This is the principle. You know one thing? There is something that is mimicking both the external and the internal world. The pattern's the same. This is the small and that's a big one. So the brain itself is in a way a microcosm of those vast galaxies linked with those filaments. Yes. We search what is real. Why should we bother about this? Well, we need to bother, because these are questions that persist and will need your attention over and over. What is real? Well, you can see every human being has to have a purpose, you see. Like nations have a purpose, societies have a purpose, life has a purpose, every individual has a purpose. What is the purpose? What's the destiny? What is existence? Has been that search. And it is necessary. If you can come to this point, then you are eligible for Vedanta. If you have not come to this point, you can eat, drink, and be happy. That illusion of happiness, of course. You're not ready for this. But there will come a time in everybody's life when you will have to ask these questions about yourself. That's the beginning of Vedanta. And what is Vedanta? It's a study. The study of what? Oh, it's of consciousness. Why? Because we are conscious and we are alive and we are functioning. So this life and this consciousness and this functioning, etc., seems to be linked altogether. So what is the self? What is the Atman? I want you to read that. Can you read it also? It's not super easy to see from back here. Yeah, one of you read it. I'll read it, okay. Yeah, okay.
Which is the self? This Purusha, which is identified with the intellect, Vijnanamaya, and is in the midst of the organs, the self-effulgent light within the heart, intellect. Or, verily, whosoever knows that being whose body is the earth, whose organ of vision is fire, whose light is the mind, and who is the ultimate support of the body and organs, in their entirety. He indeed knows.
Katamo atmeti. What is this self? What is the Atman? And as it was written, this infinite being, this Purusha, that is identified with the intellect, buddhi. That's very important. And its nature is and he's saying, is in the midst of the pranas, organs, the sense organs, the sensory and the motor organs. And also it is that self-effulgent light within. This is the theme of today's, the self-effulgent light. That light is identified with the intellect, buddhi, in the midst of the sense organs. And it takes that liking. It's like a red hot iron ball. There are two separate things, fire and iron. But when they come together, they become one, as it were. So that light of the self is now known to you because it has taken the form of that intellect, the red hot iron ball. And yet, it is not completely known because there's still two things together, the intellect and the fire. There are two separate things but now unified. So the body is enlivened because of this. This is a light within. Okay. It's not this light, not this light. It's this light, the light of divinity that is there. So keep that at the back of your mind as we proceed through this day. And then he who knows that being, saying yes, whose abode is the earth, whose instrument of vision is fire, whose light is the mind. The original is Manojyoti. The mind, as it were, is lighted up. It is because of this consciousness which is there, it lights up everything. Your body, your mind, your sensory organs, everything is lit up because of this light. And yet, we don't know it in its totality. Yesterday during the satsang we said, if you think you know it, you don't know it. If you know it, you don't know it. And what is this? What is the confusion in this Upanishad we are discussing? What is? One who knows doesn't know. One who doesn't know knows. We know and yet we don't know. This is that eternal contradiction. The self is known directly and yet nobody doubts their own self, isn't it? You ask anybody, do you doubt yourself? No, I'm here. If you doubt yourself, then there's something wrong with you. We need to take another course of action then. And yet, we do not know ourselves in its totality, in its real nature. That is the ignorance. So knowledge, as it were, and ignorance, we are sandwiched between these two things. Meditation is to plunge and go down to that. It's not a dividing line, but you can understand as you grow deeper and deeper and deeper that the lines of matter blur. And then you don't realize that you're already in the realm of consciousness. So it is taking you as a material being and leading you to your real self, the being that is of light. Now again, light, is it light? That's the analogy. That's the closest thing that we can come to speak about of consciousness. I had promised that we will be doing less talking and more of meditating, guided meditation. So we'll get down to it. Let me see how we can find that light within. We ask anybody, hey, there's a light inside. Oh yeah, good, very good. I close my eyes, I see only darkness. So we need a symbol of that. That self now needs a symbol, an object to hold the attention. Because, as I said, the self is known because you are that, and yet it is not known. So meditation is taking away that ignorance which is covered. As the Bhagavad Gita says, ajnanena vritam jnanam. Knowledge is covered by ignorance, like fire is covered by smoke, and thus people are deluded. So the meditation is this. Okay.
Light.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll Now, I want to highlight another aspect. One is the light. You got that there. Okay. The other is, Swami Vivekananda gives us an example of synchronicity. He gives us the example of, if there are different musical instruments tuned alike in a room, you strum one and all the instruments vibrate on that same key. The tuning folks are. We know it. It is there. It's a physical demonstration of things are synchronized, can be synchronized. So when we sit down and meditate, when you're all sitting and meditating together, you will find that your meditation should technically be in sync with other meditators. So it becomes very powerful. I also will meditate, don't worry. And I'll keep an eye on you. See if meditation is going on. So just remember this. And it has been found, like when mothers read to their babies, children, it is found that the brains of the babies and the mother, it syncs. And that is why, don't give them these iPads, and it is found that that does not sync. Their brain does not sync with the mother's. Reading, and they listen, and they keep on, then, not only the brain sync, brain waves, their heartbeat syncs, and everything about them is synchronized. This is also now a fact. We know it, and yet we forget it. Right now, we are so unsynchronized. Our bodies, our senses, our nervous systems, everything is topsy-turvy. It's in the state of chaos. Meditation is bringing us back, synchronized with your breath, your body, with your breath, with your mind, with your sense organs, the sensory and motor, and with the intellect. Until and unless this synchronization does not happen within you, you will not be able to synchronize with the others. Yeah, because we have our minds which are turbulent, running about, and slowly it has to be slowed down. Okay? And we'll have a provisional mantra for this session. Soham, I am he, or Saham. Okay. I am it. You have to identify yourself with that reality, there's that light within. We'll go through it, don't worry. So there's the light within, the light of consciousness. But your senses and bodies, and like I said, in the midst of the organs and pranas, etc., the sensory organs are running amok. They have to be made calm. The whole being has to be synchronized. With what? With this idea that I am that light within. Otherwise, your meditation is going to be flat. It will just closing your eyes, sitting down, and it's like the beginner's mind, the monkey mind, is running about all over the place, and we come out with the feeling that I've meditated. Meditation is tremendous synchronization. When you are synchronized, all the energies in your body and mind gets focused, and there's tremendous power in that. You don't realize it. You feel so weak, you feel so disempowered. You feel you are nothing, you are insignificant. That's because the moment you hear such things, you are not synchronized. There's tremendous focus, and that this can come to a particular focus. Focus on an idea or on an object, and your body and mind and senses and the life force and all will fall into sync. That is the idea of meditation. There are hundreds of meditations, types of meditations, depending on the tradition, etc. Vedanta goes to the very heart of all this. It just dispenses out of this idea of the Kundalini and this and that, and oh my God, the kind of, at times it's all the misleading. It's taking you away from the reality. So for the practice, let's put it. I'll get you all synced with this idea. When you sit down, your sitting will be, if you can avoid leaning back on the chair, it will be good. Okay? We have not yet started here. And if those who are attending this morning's ritualistic worship, puja, will know that the Swami placed a flower on his head. And then he meditated. When you meditate, imagine that there is a flower and it should not fall down. You know why? Because that will keep you from fidgeting, from becoming restless. You have to sit down straight and balance that flower on top. Of course, the Bhagavad Gita says with your head, neck and spinal column straight. That's the idea. Why? Because that's a sign of attention. When you are sitting straight, you see yourself. When I see people, I know you all are not attentive. So, the yogis want, meditation is what? Focus, attention. Nothing but focus. And sustained focus for a length of time. So when you sit down, imagine that you are balancing a flower on you. Make it a nice big white flower, okay? A lotus flower. That will be even more precise and better. So you are sitting down and don't move, don't look about here, don't think that even your thoughts, because thoughts will generate movement, you see. But the focus will not be on that flower. I'll give you some examples later on. So that is it. And then, first, people say, oh, you have to control the mind. Yeah, that control is at the final stage, the culmination of a long meditative practices. There are 5 types of minds. The restless, these minds are just turbulent. And the result is diseases, crime, this, all these crazy things, restless. Then there's a mind that's stupefied, mind that's dull, that's dark, just ignorant. And there's another type of mind which is alternately calm and alternately restless. So it's Kshipta, Muda, Vikshipta. Then there's the one-pointedness, Ekagra, one-pointedness, focus. And then we have the final one, the controlled Niruddha. So these are the 5 qualities of the mind. The first 3 are useless for yoga, they say. Technically, the first 3, the restless, the mind that's dull or stupid or stupefied, and the alternately restless. And the yoga starts with when the mind has become focused. Okay? I think I'll, just to keep you all in focus, now this is utter restlessness, okay? So, Kshipta, restless, kind of. It keeps on. It will not give you rest. It will not let you sleep. It will break you. Too much of this, and in societies and all, that's a dangerous. The darkened is that which tends to injury. Swami Vivekananda says, its job is only to injure others. Alternately restless, calm, alternate. There's a third type of mind. The one-pointed, ekagra, and the controlled. So to get to this, you know what you have to do. So these are the 5, you can say, qualities of mind. Different people will have different, some will have a mixture of all these things, a little here and there. Generally it's these first 3, but most spiritual aspirants have this. For a normal person to function, it's this. It's alternately restless and alternately calm. Okay? But to get to this and this, first you have to take this and start slowing the mind down. How do you do that? Yeah, you can find that. If suppose you're saying something very fast, slow it down, in slow motion. Make it slow motion. As you meditate, slow the mind down. Don't let it run. You are now going to put a leash on it. Slow it down. And one of the best ways is to have a mantra that can slow it down. Why? You see, language not only molds the mind, language can also used to control the mind. Most of our life is just language, words. When somebody says something and you fly off the handle, you get so angry, and somebody says something nice and you're beaming the whole day. They've made it my day. Language is extremely powerful, and humans have been using this language. And in the scripture on yoga and all this, language, words, are extremely powerful. It's an ancient, you can say, neural system, the last to go. You may have dementia, you may be talking, but you have dementia. But you keep on talking. Music is another very deep neural foundational network in the language. So use these words, and you may have a different, some of you are initiated and also you can use your mantra, and those who don't have can use this. Let's put it like this. It will become it's a very ancient technique. So hum or sa hum. This is the masculine gender and the feminine gender. Either the deity is male, I am he, or I am she. Okay? Aham is I. We are actually, with every breath, we do make that sound. We actually are repeating that. Try it out. When you inhale, so hum. So if you can remember this, as we'll use this as a word, a symbol. As I told you, you need a symbol to hold on to. Now this is the word symbol. And for that light, let's make it like this. Those who want to meditate on Holy Mother can meditate on her as luminous. Always when you're meditating on any deity, it has to be luminous. If you don't, then your mind is going to get distracted. So the light and sound. Light. So with the mantra so hum or sa hum, you are going to focus on light, a ball of light. Okay? I think this is clear for everybody? Yeah. Now you all great meditators. Now let us see. Theoretically you all are good. Good to go. Now let's see how we can. As I said, I'll take you through the initial paces. Okay? These are standard things, and you ought to do this every time you sit down to meditate. And then we'll come down to the heart of this meditation. Close your eyes, please. And as I said, if you can, balance yourself without leaning on the backrest. Don't close your eyes. Wait. You don't be in a hurry. Okay. Now imagine there is a flower that you are balancing on your head, on the top of your head. Imagine. You can imagine hundreds of thousands of things. You can do this also. Keep your eyes open. We'll do it like this. Keep your eyes open and you can imagine. And that will make don't let that flower slip from your head. Okay? Now close your eyes. You begin always with prayers for the good of all the world. Pray in your own words that all living beings may be free from pain and misery. Pray for all the people that you know. Now pray to your favorite deity for knowledge, for devotion, be perfectly still now. Stay attentive. Relax all your facial muscles. I don't want to see any frowns there. It's supposed to be a joyous activity. Keep a half smile on your face. Keep your tongue free. Don't let it touch your palate, etc. Just let it relax in your mouth. Stay focused. And gaze, as it were, with your eyes closed, at the tip of your nose. Don't visualize anything. Just gaze at an abstract point outside your nose. Your two eyeballs will tell you if your mind is calm or restless. Forcibly hold your gaze at that point, abstract point out there. Force it. And stay alert. I don't want any sleepy Joes here. Now feel your chest rise and fall. Feel the movement. Now become aware of the breath in your nostrils. Now feel as if your head is touching the very skies. You are huge. Your awareness is huge. No visualization yet. Feel the breath in your nostrils and feel expanded. Now go back to your diaphragm. It is rising and falling. Feel the movement. You have slowed down things. Now sync with the rising and the falling of your diaphragm. The mantra, so aham. When you inhale, say so. And when you exhale, aham. The repetition will be a conscious process. The movement is automatic, natural. Let your breath, which is like a flywheel, harmonize all the other movements in your body and mind. Silent repetition. Let it flow in and out. Now visualize deep within your heart a ball of light. Or you can visualize Holy Mother or Ramakrishna as seated down, luminous. Hold your mind on that image and hold the other part of your mind on the repetition. Stay focused. Force your mind. You're not going to baby it anymore. Now feel that mantra emerging from your chest, from that very luminous ball of light or Ramakrishna or Holy Mother. Deep within you is that light, and it's speaking to you with that mantra. Keep your focus unwavering. Okay, let go of the visualization. Keep on with the repetition. Let that repetition sync with your breath. Synchronize that repetition with the rising and falling either of your chest or your diaphragm. Now, once again, visualize that ball of light deep in your heart, or Holy Mother or Ramakrishna's image. Now, focus your attention there completely and feel that mantra emerging from that light. Okay, let go of the visualization. Let go of the repetition. Just feel your breath moving in and out. Slowly unwind. Become aware of the breath in your nostrils, please. Take long, deep breaths. And slowly open your eyes while continuing to take deep breaths. How many of you still have that flower on the head? I don't see many. The moment your head tilts a little, it's going to fall. The moment to go there. That's one of the reasons why. This is one of the tricks we use to keep you still and focused. I would have asked, think of that sword of Damocles hanging around your head, over your head. You know the story of the sword of Damocles, no? The sword hanging. If it falls, gone. Have to be careful. It's old Greek. Let's not get distracted with it. But then, the idea is to keep yourself still. When you are still, your breath becomes harmonious. And when your breath becomes harmonious, it's very easy to control the mind. In this case, slowing down the mind. When your breath becomes synchronized with your body, you will breathe equally through both the nostrils. Next time I want you to check. I don't want you to see that. You will yourself feel. When you meditate, your breath will equally flow on both sides. If you are feeling sleepy, I know you are breathing through the left nostril predominantly. And when you are angry, very restless, you are breathing predominantly to your right. This is that old Ida and the Pingala nerves. You may not know it. Look at a person, when a person is angry, see what happens. His breath also becomes erratic. When a person is calm, you'll see the breath has become. Breath is linked to your thoughts and emotions also. And it's also linked to your body. If you are not breathing correctly, I know you're feeling sleepy. And the flower has fallen down. Gone. So when you sit down straight, all your energies flow in a rhythm. What are energies? It's like Swamiji says, like your body becomes like a battery. Battery of what? battery of will. Can you remember that? When all the energies flow harmoniously in your system, your mind becomes, your body itself becomes like a battery. Everything has got electromagnetism all over the place. The body also has. You may not know it, but you are radiating energy outside. It's a real system. Your willpower, and people say how to increase willpower. Do it through meditation, do it through breath, do it through prayers. That will. Without this battery of will, without this focused, harmonious energy, nobody can meditate. I can put it down, I think, in writing also. It's a semblance, it's nothing but an illusion of meditation. So that's the reason why when you are, suppose I say, okay, does anybody know archery? Yeah. See what happens. When you take up that bow and then you string that bow and then place an arrow and see what happens. You become still. And then your breath stops. You stop your breath yourself. And then you release it. When you concentrate, or when you want to use a lot of energy, you stop breathing. When these weightlifters, they will lift, you know what they do? And then, you noticed it? You would do it yourself. Not weightlifting, I know, I don't see anybody like that here, weightlifters, but that is, in the deepest concentration in this one-pointedness, your breath stops. That is a sign for you to know, oh, my mind is now concentrated. So what? Will I? Yeah, this is a very low state. The breathing. Mind is concentrated. So before the mind can get concentrated, your breath stops, you have to slow it down. Keep the body still, slow down the breath through the mantra, and then as you go deeper and deeper, it stops. It stops? No, it means vibrating without visible vibration. The vibration has become so fine, it has become subtle. And at this point of subtlety, then you can meditate on subtle things, subtle objects. Your meditation, your object of meditation, now which is the visualization, has now gone into the subtle realm. Their visualization there is different. But when you come to that, I'll tell you. Okay, not now. So there that your mind has entered into its deeper realms. Don't think the mind is on the brain and the brain is the mind. We are all floating in something called a mind. Everything is a mind. And so, there are various layers. As you go down deeper and deeper and deeper, not only will you feel a breath stopped, you will lose all sense of your body also. That's another indication of you are meditating. You will not feel the body. You will not feel the breath. This, in simple terms, is dhyana. At this point, then you come down to the last. Controlled. The mind has become controlled. So we started off with prayers, sitting still, prayers, pray for. Because why? Why do you need to pray for everybody? Meditation, Contrary to what people think it's a selfish, closing eyes and sitting down, selfish. Oh no, you're actually reaching out to the whole world. It's the most meaningful activity that you can ever do, people can ever do. You are reaching out to all life, everywhere. The more people meditate, the better will your life and people whom you love and the society also will become. So give up this idea that meditation is a kind of a selfish business there, sitting down with the closed eyes. That person is reaching out to the world. That's a first lesson. Oh, I'm sitting down. What are you doing? I'm meditating. Huh? What? When the mind is compressed like this, it is selfishness. The more it expands, it becomes unselfish. Meditation is this. Oh, practice virtue, practice honesty, practice. Yeah, go on, practice. Practice meditation also along with that. You will expand. And in this expanded mind, it's very easy to control. Otherwise, it's impossible. So, your meditation helps the world. And when you next go to the garden, then the trees also will respond. You will feel one time that the tree is also responding to you. You go to the forest and walking on a trail, you will see the trees themselves in the forest and everything responding to you. People responding to you. Subtle influences. It's taking over. They feel that this is a benefactor. They feel one with this person. You will feel alive. The forests or the trails will not appear dead, lifeless. Everything will come alive. When you walk on the streets, everything will be alive. You will see everything kind of shedding or emanating light. Then you know you have come close to this light. So these are some of the misconceptions about meditation, etc., that I hope you will carry away with you and let it stay with you. And you teach others also. Don't be selfish. Oh, I know the secret. I'm not going to tell you. No. Tell everybody this. Why is it difficult? Meditation is supposed to be the most natural thing. You're breathing, it's natural. Meditation also is supposed to be natural, but you have lost it. You know why? I want this, I want to eat this, I want to see this, I want to go there, I want this, I hate that person, I like that person, I'm mad. The maddening things you have done. And you have lost that spontaneous, natural state of the mind. And it has become hideous and become a caricature of its own self. So this is what, to come back to your original state. What is meditation? It's the most natural thing. Like life, it's very natural. Disease is unnatural. It's a natural state. Breathing is natural. See, somebody is trying to choke you, see what happens. You start gurgling and yelling and kicking. Unnatural. That's what the mind has become. So, if you can keep everything, come back to its natural state, nothing like it, you will be one with the world outside. And if you are one with this world, like I said, these networks in the brain resemble the vast networks of the universe. You become one with this universe. That is the goal of meditation. Yes. I'm not, my wellness, I want happen, health. Forget that. That's a kind of cheap. Oh, my kundalini is rising. What cheap. It is like, taking a great science and selling it for a few cents. What rubbish this thing has become. Your life itself has become cheap with that. So, own yourself. So this is where you will find you are now that. This is the goal of meditation, that I am the universe. Really? Yes. I always, in Seattle, I always give you an example of we have various heavens. Hindus were good at not sticking to one. Some people bought out one heaven. They said, no. We'll bring out 100 more. Why should I go agree with your idea of heaven? I want my own idea of heaven. And we had multiplied all the various gods. One God. No. We'll have more gods. We'll have goddesses also. Why you want to stick to one monotonous? And then you're fighting over it. Have many. So we have many heavens. Which one you want to go? Decide. You go. People have become so boring. One God, one heaven. Let it become rich. See what the great fun is there. Of course, behind all this is one only. So Indra has got a beautiful heaven, and like I said yesterday, he's a king of the gods. And there he is. And what is there in heaven? Many things are there. And in that heaven there is a net. There's a huge net that's stretching to infinity. Over as far as the eye can see, as far as the mind can conceive, it's stretching. And you know what it resembles like? Your neurons, your neural networks, the networks in the brain. And as I said, it resembles all those various filaments that are connecting the galaxies. For your information, there's a supercluster. Milky Way is part of the supercluster called Laniakea. Infinite heavens, superclusters of galaxies. You are lost in that. Where you are. So, but yet, you can be one with this. So, that network in Indra's heaven, that network of galaxies outside is the same as that network here in your brains. See how great you are. Swami Satyamayananda, one time, Satyamayananda, he lived for many years in San Francisco. So one time he was going around, he was an itinerant monk, and he was saying, everybody is doing something useful, and I am like a vagabond, useless, like a parasite. And he's walking, he's depressed. I mean, depression, not the clinical depression. Now everybody is depressed here. I don't know why people want to get depressed. Everybody is diagnosed with high depression. They've got depression. Not that depression. Mind was not kind of accepting the fact that he's also doing something useful. So he was so distraught, he lay himself down under a tree. And then he was lying down, and he's saying, suddenly he felt himself expand slowly and slowly and slowly, and it covered that particular place and that district and that country, and it spread out the whole world. He felt himself stretched out to the whole world. And then a voice inside comes saying, see how great you are? You thought you were insignificant. A grain of truth will cover a whole world of illusion. Get up. He got up there. So Swami Turiyananda's experience, you might not get this, but at least you can get that knowledge, it's a philosophical knowledge, it's a system that has been authenticated for the last 5,000 years. It's not something that, it's speculation. In Indian philosophy, there is no speculation. No. In Western philosophy, you might have speculation. I don't know what they have. Indian philosophy, there is no speculation. So that's why it is not called a philosophy. We do not like Vedanta to be called a philosophy. But the people, Vedanta philosophy, all right, okay. But no, it is not a philosophy. It is experience. It's called darshana. The Indian word is darshana. Darshana is now an English word, of course. To see. Experience. The Vedanta experience. It's an experience. So all these things that we are discussing today, it's an experience. It is not speculation. Once you get this, then you say, okay, now to focus ourselves deep down, get inside and hold on to that light out there. That is the goal of life. Okay. As promised, we'll break here for half an hour. Now, I don't want you to go have tea or something. I don't know what the Swami has. Yeah, tea can freshen up, lighten up, whatever. I don't keep on talking and talking and talking. Just be kind of meditative. Just be quiet. Because I don't know how deep was your meditation, but obviously it has had an impact on you. And that impact will continue getting deeper if you don't disturb that mind. That's the idea. After meditation, don't keep on going play tennis or vacuum. Keep quiet a little for a while. And let things taper down, settle. So because you need to digest what you just did. Okay, so you can have tea, be quiet. And you have to talk and discuss whatever we have discussed today. So we meet at 12. And okay, fine. I don't want you to. I wanted to have 2 sessions, but then that foundational instruction itself became so elaborate. But I think it was necessary. So next session we are going to have more intense. This was a kind of a trial run. Okay, so we'll have. keep our question QA session later. Yeah.
Oh, there's a Q&A. Okay, I thought I could read it.
I'm fine. I used to live in Seattle. I talked to you when I was there. I do not live there anymore. I've been here for 5 years. But I used to go up to retreat a lot with Swami Satyamayananda. In fact, I helped build the temple, the whole. So I'm an old devotee. I know I have. The last time I was there was one missionary was so alive and I went to see him. But yes, that is my goal. still has the same WhatsApp phone number? Kathy is coming back from, I use the water pick 3 times every day. And I read that it's 50% time, 50% more effective than floss. So I use both floss and the water pick 3 times a day. I think it's important to use. This was teeth work. His teeth were a mess. He had several $1,000s worth of dental work to do. And I think Kathy and Sarah were beginning to pay for it. And then he flew to India and he got it all done for $100 or something like that, or $300 or something. But he also had to have bone. They had to remove part of his bone because it was so rotten. And I noticed he was just eating a ton of candy, chocolate, all the time. Just sugar, chocolate, candy, all the time. Not good for his health. Mental or physical. That's not an English word. Harmonious.
Harmonious. Hey. No, that's a good thing. Yeah. Harmonious.
Perfect.
Harmonious. There we are. Yeah. It too strong. The sound system was okay, no? Hey, tell Oliver, you play at the. Yeah. You play at the end. I asked somebody to play the guitar. Yeah, Toby will play it. And you play the guitar.
Okay.
Tell Toby to get started. You can play the. We want you to play the song. Closing.
Make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, let me sow pardon. Where there is doubt, let me sow faith. It is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in dying that we are born. That we are born to eternal life. If you want your dream to be, build it slow and surely. Small beginnings greater ends. Heartfelt work grows purely. If you want to live life free, take your time, go slowly. Do few things, but do them well. Simple joys are holy. Day by day, stone by stone, build your secret slowly. Day by day, you'll grow too. You'll know heaven's glory. If you want your dream to be, build it slow and surely. Small beginnings, greater ends. Heartfelt work grows purely. If you want to live life free, take your time, go slowly. Do few things, but do them well. Simple joys are holy.
Oh, thank you, Toby. As I mentioned to a few people who had come, we have questions. Hold your questions till the end. We have a small Q&A. And I always tell people, there's Swami Satyamayananda quotes another contemporary philosopher, Arindam Chakravarti. He says, hold your question. You have a question immediately. Hold it. You have to cultivate the question also. And to ask a question here, that itself is, it's an art. So hold your questions till we finish. We will keep a session, of course, for clarifications. So before we can go into this second session, there is something called thinking and meta-thinking. Thinking about thinking. That's very important. Sometimes we think and we think that everything is right, and we think, my opinion, my thought, this is right. We don't even check out. There's a checkout, there's a price to pay, and then you check out and you get out. We don't do that. We need to have meta-thinking. Think about thinking. And that comes when you can meditate well. you will know what rubbish you're trying to talk, and then you hold yourself in check. Most of our talk sometimes becomes irrelevant and sometimes not to the point. So I always encourage people to do meta thinking, thinking about thinking. When? After you've done the thinking? No. While you're thinking, do meta thinking. Oh, yes. Can it be done? Of course it can be done. So when does that happen? Like Toby was just singing, learn to slow down. Slow it down. You can really, when you slow it down, you can really enjoy things. You can focus. You, as it were, can think and yet reflect that thought and test it, whether this is good, it's doing good to the world, good to me, or it's just something that I need to. People say you have to be careful of what you speak. Yeah. Nowadays it's even worse. Now with all these cameras all over the place, and one slip, one mistake, and finish your whole reputation, your life's reputation is gone. Dashed to the ground. So this comes when, after years of practicing meditation or japa, one can see how these thoughts, as they emerge. So where do these thoughts emerge from? Oh, from my brain. Nobody has seen a thought. You have seen a neuron firing. And nobody has, and all those illustrations about the nerves, the electricity zipping around, it's chemical, of course. These are animations. So here it is the brain, soft and squishy like butter, is sitting in a black box. And what's happening there? There are some chemical reactions going on. And there, with all these things, emerges the thought. But now we are calling it the gut also is another second brain. Oh, and somebody who's saying, oh, the skin also is another brain. Oh, everywhere is the brain. And then you have the vagus nerves, that itself is a brain by itself. And your immune system, it works on its own. It does not depend on any other systems. It works on its own. Sorry. So everything is a brain. Or rather, everything is a mind. It's a better. Because you think that you are thinking, maybe your microbiome is influencing that thought. You're feeling hungry. I'm feeling hungry. It's nothing. It's somebody else telling your body, hey, go and eat. You are being pushed around. You may not know it. Your hunger, thirst, this, that, all these kind of things are being directed by something else. And we think we are in charge. So, where do these thoughts come and what are these subliminal thoughts and how do they emerge? In the language of the yogis, this speech is called, it's gross. Speech is gross. It's called vaikari, physical. And then deeper down is something called madhyama, middle. And deeper down is pashanti, seen. And then it goes deeper and becomes para, supreme. So a thought has a long journey actually before it can come and you can perceive it and then it comes out in the form of words of action. It goes deep. It goes deeper than the brain also. Sorry to disappoint a few of you. So, it's a very deep process. Things emerge from an amorphous state, morphs, becomes conditioned, and then comes out as something which is graspable. That's what is thought. What are words? What are actions? It starts at very, you can say, deep state. So that's why, they say, be careful of words. Be careful of what you think. So as you think, so will you become, as the Buddha says. Yes, thoughts sculpt you. So deeper thoughts, if you think deeply, so meta thinking is thinking about those thoughts before they can emerge. It's like a bubble emerging out from the bottom of the lake, and slowly it emerges out, and then it rises to the surface and breaks the surface. So before it can even come up, you must be able to trace its path and hold it if it is a wrong thought. The best way to go deep down is through a mantra. Slowly and slowly, you start here. We hear that Holy Mother used to repeat her mantra 100,000 times a day. We try to do 10,000 and see what happens. I remember when I was young, I'm going to go 50,000. And I went with all the energy, and I'm going. I'm sitting down. And I was so tired, I fell off my seat. And I said, hey, no, that's not meant for me. What was I doing wrong? I was wrong. Mother could do 100,000 times, and yet she could do other things also. She was busy throughout the day. And how was it possible? The deeper your mantra gets in, the faster it becomes. The quicker it becomes. It picks up the pace. So when you are repeating the mantra from here, it is articulate like 1, 2, 3. Then it goes a little deeper, it becomes 1, 2, 3. Goes a little deeper, 1, 2, 3. Goes even deeper, 1, 2, 3. And goes deeper. So the deeper the mantra goes and the quicker it repeats by itself. It's automatic repetition. Continuously. It's unstoppable. The idea is to go down deep within. That mantra has to lay down its path. You have to hew your way out, cut through the kind of obstruction, the rocks and all the terrain and all, and clear a path. And then as it gets deeper and deeper, it becomes quicker and quicker. Then it becomes effortless. Swami Vivekananda says, what's a sign that you are repeating the mantra correctly? Your brain and body will not get fatigued. There's no tiredness. You do 108, the Guru has told me 108. By the time you finished 54, you're looking at your, my God, trying to do it. Already tired. There's no stamina at all. And they say, I want to realize God. We build up the stamina first, and then we can see about God realization. First, to articulate it correctly. And to articulate it correctly, there are three things. In the scriptures, it's called Shabda Artha Jnana. Shabda, sound, word, Artha, meaning, and knowledge. So it's whenever you hear a sound or hear a word, I say coffee. See, you all smile. Yeah. You know the meaning. Immediately, whenever you hear a sound, you know its meaning. And every sound is associated with a meaning. Every word is associated with a meaning. There is no word which has. But what about the mantras? As someone, yeah. The meaning is still mystical. The sound is mystical, the meaning is mystical. You have not come to that stage where it has become, that meaning has become articulate to you, in the sense of that meaning, the mystical meaning has not dawned on you. And that will not happen when you're up here. It has to go down, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Then it starts. So along with this meaning flashes the knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge is called, it's kind of a mini explosion going on inside. But it's called sphurana, sphota. It's called the logos in Greek philosophy. Logos, it's in the Bible also, logos. In the beginning was the word. The original word is logos. And it's an old concept. And in India also, we had the similar kind of. It was the sound, sphota. The sound Brahman, Shabda Brahman. So everything, what is sound? Sound is but vibration. Everything is vibrating. This vibrates, this. That's the reason why in Indian philosophical systems, it's called padartha. They're wonderful, It's word meaning. They say this coffee, it's a padartha. It's a word meaning. They never called it an object per se. They call it, yes, object, yes, but the real meaning of that is word meaning, padartha. The padartha. And in Bengali, these fellows will say, apadartha. This fellow is without meaning. That is, his life is without meaning there. Everything has meaning. Objects, words, thoughts have a meaning. And this word and meaning, there has been long discussions in these Indian philosophical systems. If you read that, oh my God, you will know what brains these guys had who brought out these systems of philosophy. Oh my God. Today, if you read more than one page of that, you need to take rest for 1 hour and then come back to it. Oh my God. How subtle these people could think. These deep thoughts. So, for us, we don't need all that kind of thing. Just remember everything. And this sound, as I said, has got 3 levels. This is Vaikari, Madhyama, this is what we are articulate speech. It's here. Madhyama is here. Right around here. Where that word is associated, that thought with the meaning is here. And deep down it's here. I mean, just for our comprehension, these guys, they